the Jags and the Texans.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading them out in his second season now out of Stanford. Here's Davis Mills.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers? 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss. Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 21 carries, 90 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First and 10, it's Pierce. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Houston. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Kaimi Fairbairn off for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Yeah. Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. From the 10. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Going to the air right away, Lawrence. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4, up to the 25-yard line. These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. To throw again on second down, Lawrence. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal covers will never go back to battle and play the game because they need those guys to protect him. But he never to run his offensive line and lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they're able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
On play action, Lawrence. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. ETN up the middle. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Beyond the first down, looking to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. They'll try and pick it up with Cohen. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, that's what's called being aggressive right there. But I don't know that it's reckless. I think it's much more of a message. Hey, defense, I believe in you in case we don't get it. And offense, trying to let them know he believes in them as well.
I like it. Your first drive of the game in plus territory. Be aggressive. So this offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. Receiver complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage. He decided to test them early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Push him back into the Eagles that time on 2nd down. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks. Setting the tone there, one of the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Draw play, Cohen, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, Oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Mills to throw it. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. Oh, nice move. Brandon Cooks past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. So from back deep in their home territory, all the way into the end zone. You think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. Taken in at the 3. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. For a costly mistake there in the return game, and that is not how you want to answer an opening touchdown.
Yeah, and your defense is asking you a lot of questions right now because you're already down 7-0. You turn the ball over, they've got to go right back out there to try and keep it from getting to 14-0.
Evades him at the 10, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They'll run here with Pierce. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Damian Pierce hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to have a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception. given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll work this down inside the 30. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Lawrence. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw and coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lawrence going to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Lawrence. They'll drop this one down to Cohen. Touchdown Jaguars. Tariq Cohen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They go play action. Mills. And Cooks hands it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. A first down throw for Mills. He's got Akins, the tight end. Touchdown! touchdown, Houston. Jordan Akins, 54 yards. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. From the 10. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, and he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now Lawrence to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by M.J. Stewart, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the second quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Lawrence. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. The 3rd down coming up.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hope they can come through in this play and get this series back on track. With a completion for enough yards for a 1st down.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans will take over here as they get up to the 43-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess you have to wait to try to pick up that third, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Hand off left side, Pierce. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are able to add on to their first half lead. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time in the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 2nd down and 12 at the 19-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He completes it to Jones. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
When you see zone defense and you know you get a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Desmond King picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
People are getting paid. People are cashing checks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mills. This is caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks with a 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, you know, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
To throw again on second down, Lawrence. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good eye catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have called that.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Lawrence. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Again, it's Lawrence. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Texans are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. And that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Mills. He's going to take another shot here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Final play of the half, Mills.
Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Mills on first down.
Dancing to his left. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
That's his second sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And he's going to go down again.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Fuller.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert.